I think scientists all feel connected because they're all trying to work towards a greater good of helping people. There's always a pursuit to assist others. I was always very inquisitive. I was always very much interested in understanding things. Like adults, they like you to ask questions, but I guess they don't always have the answer. So, when you can't ask too many questions and you have to go find the information. And when I found out the information are in the books, and I was like, oh, so that's where the information is. I love books. My family very much valued education because that's the way of social mobility. We had a Britannica encyclopedia library that I still have. So I was always interested in science. In grade school, we had a scientist, he was a chemist, came to the school. He was a black guy, glasses, had on a lab coat, and he just was so happy. He drew a chemical structure on the board, and he was saying, people make medicines in the labs, and I thought that was pretty awesome. I wanted to help people, and the natural inquisitive for me, always wanting to get the information, that's research. My title is a senior scientist. I work in biologics and research development. Ultimately, the point is to produce good quality, reliable drugs that have been tested, that work, and that are what they say they are. And so with that quality, there is a certain rigor that you have to follow because you want to know as much as you can about a medicine before you give it to people. So it's that aspect of the research.
All decisions are made based on the data you've received and whether the proper controls are there. You can't make the data say what you want it to say. It's a consensus.
Precision is everything. Precision, accuracy, and reproducibility, that's all important.
So most people, when they get a drug, they go to the pharmacy, they have their prescription, the medicine is in a box. All those boxes have an insert. The kind of work that I do is written on those inserts, which is called the label. That tells you everything about the drug. Growing up in Irvington, I kind of always wanted to live in Newark because it was right around the corner and they had all these resources and they talked about it a lot. Brick City. I'm in Newark now and I moved here after I got married and I'm actually living on the same block that my mother grew up on. It's definitely a good place to live. My children and my husband are quite funny. They like to joke around a lot. First, it's homework, of course. And then if homework's done and chores are done, then you have free time. They're into TikTok. I'm making dinner during that time. And I've always tried to encourage the children to think about the science. Cooking is actually chemistry. What is happening with the heat, like the reactions. I try to always apply the fun of it. Right now it can be fun, and then they can just pick it up as they go. I feel it's important to have diversity. With pharma, there's a certain level of distrust. Even in my family, everyone knows about Tuskegee experiment, but I find scientists are very, very ethical. I never really thought of it as a job. Like I've never thought, oh God, I gotta go in the lab. I like the lab.
And when we see something working, we're so excited and work all night.
When you meet people and they're taking a medicine that you helped bring to market and it's really helping them and like, oh my gosh, you feel so excited and you're so happy.
We know science works because the efficacy has been tested.